Breastfeeding in public is not the only hurdle Linda has faced. Despite starting off well, she and some of the other mums we're about to meet began to find breastfeeding painful. Linda found that her breasts became uncomfortably full or engorged.
I had boobs out to here, huge boobs. And the difficulty was Kiva wasn't latching on. Poor thing, I think I was just shoving her and hoping that she would find her right way. And obviously because the position wasn't right, I ended up with sore nipples.
Holly also found things didn't go smoothly. She ended up with various treatable conditions, including an inflammation of the breast called mastitis.
To begin with, it seemed very easy, very straightforward for the first sort of couple of feeds. And after a couple of days, it was just the difficulty with latching on. But I had sore nipples, mastitis, and I also had an infection, a thrush infection.
First-time mum Heidi also began experiencing discomfort, and her baby wasn't gaining enough weight.
I think maybe Annabelle her mouth wasn't positioned in exactly the right place, and it just meant that she wasn't getting enough milk, and also that it was becoming quite painful for myself.
If your baby doesn't attach well, she may not take enough breast into her mouth, and your nipple might rub on the front part of the roof of her mouth where it's hard. This could be painful for you, and your baby may not get all the milk she needs. You can avoid this happening by making sure your baby attaches well, taking a good mouthful of breast so your nipple is drawn right back to the soft part of the roof of her mouth. Even if breastfeeding doesn't go smoothly at first, with the right support and information, you can turn things around.
I found it helpful to carry on feeding through the pain because it just helps with everything, especially with mastitis. You want to sort of keep feeding, and so when I was in a lot of pain, I'd sort of put him on the boob, and it was good from there, really.
I asked to be put in contact with a breastfeeding counsellor. From that moment on then, the breastfeeding counsellor always worked with me to keep a check on Annabelle to make sure that she started gaining weight and to make sure that there were no further problems with breastfeeding, such as the poor positioning that I had at the beginning.
I'd rang the helplines, but I think it was having the face-to-face for me that was really important. And I think the turning point was whenever I went to the breastfeeding support group. I think it was hearing other women that really, really made me realise, look, they can do it, I can do it, you know. And seeing women breastfeed, that was a big turning point as well for me.
Through talking to the breastfeeding counsellor, but also through coming into contact with lots of other women, through going to the clinics, I was able to see that everybody's experience is different.
It's just the support from my mum and my partner helps me. Because he was obviously there through the tears and everything, and I was lucky that I had my mum there to help me with positioning and everything.
To be a breastfeeding mum is absolutely everything to me. It's something that I didn't think at one stage that we'd be able to do. So yeah, it's an achievement for me, and I'm really, really pleased that as a mum I've been able to do it for her.